Hey there, Di here. So a while back I made a video reviewing and using a craft kit created by another YouTuber, NerdeCrafter. It's called Not Another Crap Kit, and it's this epic kit that you can use polymer clay, resin and about a million other things that the kit gives you to make amazing figurines. Now the thing I really love about this kit and what makes it totally unique is the custom nerdy silicone mold that you get given, and you put permastone in to cast a figurine. Don't mind this little guy, he broke his arm. Then you customize the figurine into whatever you want. I love this little guy because it provides a cool base for your own creation, and it gives someone like me who finds it really hard to know where to begin something, it gives me a solid starting point. And since creating my first little critter, I've been super keen to make another one. So I got to thinking, I would like to create a little character like a cartoon character, or actually more like a video game type character. And I want to use a YouTuber that I like watching as the basis for the character. And who better than the creator of this unique little dude than Jackie, aka NerdeCrafter herself. So let us begin this process by doing a bit of a character study and roughly sketching out what I would like to include. So what do we know about Jackie?
Darkness in my soul.
Well, lucky for me, I've watched just a few of her videos, and she also has a few other channels, including Nerdy Jackie, which gives you a bit more background on her. So I should be able to gather plenty of info to use. We know she does a lot of craft kit reviews on her channel, and she's not scared to be brutally honest, especially for kits that are absolute garbage, including a rather well-known brand who pump out just as many crap kits as good ones, Crayola.
Sometimes I just want to rebrand them and call them Crapola.
This is usually followed by her well-known catchphrase.
So for me, it goes
In the trash.
So I'm sure I can include that. Maybe in the form of a little trash can next to the figurine with a crap kit being thrown into it. And you know, if this was a computer game character, its mission could be to rid the world of useless craft kits. Another thing what Jackie is known for.
Oh, this? Don't worry about it. You'll love it.
So this may be a handy point, as I was hoping to give the character a weapon of some sort. So a sharp pointy thing would make a really cool weapon that the character can hold. Now let's think of how the character will look. Obviously we need to include her signature green beanie. And as far as an outfit goes, how awesome would it be if I could sculpt a little karate gi? As I know martial arts were a big part of her life, and it would make this little character look like a crap kit ass-kicking ninja of some sort. And if she's going to go on adventures, she will need a rucksack of some sort to carry all of her crafting equipment. I know, she loves Japan, right? Where I work, which is a school, the Japanese teacher has this awesome backpack from Japan, and it looks really unique. And I've just thought of another important reference to include, and that is Jackie refers to salt. There's this character, she becomes Salty Crafter.
Salty Crafter. Yes, Salty Crafter is back out there shopping from the back alleyways of Toys R Us.
And she refers to her viewers as grains of salt in the Salt Shaker family.
Don't forget to subscribe. We do all sorts of quirky things here on the NerdeCrafter channel, and we are called Grains because we are part of the Salt Shaker family.
So what if I pop a little pouch hanging from her belt, and it can be a little pouch of salt? I'm also thinking a little sidekick would be nice. And if you've seen her vids, then you probably have met Angel, who is her bird, and he's quite a little character in his own right. So I reckon we could pop him on her shoulder. And I know she has two cats, Splinter and Ramses, but that might be getting a little bit busy. But I reckon I can reference them somehow. So I'll think on that. Well, I think that's enough to be going on with. Let's dive right into the polymer clay and get this little character cracking. Starting with a rather naked looking figurine, I bust out some Super Sculpey that came with the original kit, grab a chunk of that, knead it, run it through my pasta machine, creating a few different lengths and widths. Then using the Sculpey Bacon Bond, I get a base layer down. With the base layer, I'm not looking for any great detail, just cover the area I want clothed and leave exposed the face, hands and feet. Then it's a matter of adding pieces of clay in different areas to make it look like fabric hanging off the body. I found this rather tricky. A karate gi material is really thick and stiff, so it doesn't really follow the curves of the body like typical clothing. Rather, it has deep crease lines under places like the armpits and where the belt wraps around. So it's just a matter of looking at a few reference photos and trying to mimic that in the clay. This little tool is an extruder, and I thought I could use it to make some flat sausages to help with the hemlines to look neat and even. The spaghetti looking one I did, as I find it very satisfying.
Oh yeah.
Please excuse my weirdness. Where was I? Oh yeah. I'm sure there is a better way I could have done the edge of the fabric, but I'm still a noob at polymer clay, so it really is just a matter of trial and error. And I did run into quite a few errors, including trying to make some of the fabric hang away from the figurine, like around the cuffs at the hands and feet and the front flaps.
What?
No, not the front flaps, I didn't mean it like that. That front crossover bit of the karate gi and the back hangy bit. It looked good and I thought it would work until I baked it. You'll see what I mean later. These are some crease lines I put in to try and make the belt look like it was tied firmly around the waist. Then I got my pasta maker again, used the fettuccine setting and slapped that fettuccine onto the figurine for a belt. Ooh, this bit was fiddly but fun. The Japanese inspired backpack was a good way to go, as it's very streamlined without much detail. The stiff, smooth material means I didn't have to sculpt much, and it's a very basic shape. But then I wanted to add a few pieces in the way of side pockets for some crafting supplies to be poking out of. So I made these teeny tiny paintbrushes. So tiny I needed tweezers to move them around, as my fat fingers could not pick them up without squishing them. And off camera I made a teeny tiny book, as I know Jackie loves reading and I believe she's working on or planning writing a book, so that's a nice little reference to add in there. And now some transition magic. Yeah, I need to work on that. Anyway, after covering the head in clay, I cut away the face area trying to give the front hair a side sweep, and then press in where I want the beanie to lie. And texture the hair and cut in a sort of a fringe that shapes the face. Add sausages of clay to the beanie where I want the material to look gathered and folded a bit, and then smoothing. Oh my goodness, the smoothing. I hear of clay workers talk about smoothing, but seriously, you can spend hours doing it. Adding more sausages for hair at the back and shaping and texturing that, even though a lot of it will be covered by the bag when I do put it on. You might be wondering what all those blue marks are on the clay. When I ran my clay through the pasta maker, I realised what my mischievous son had been doing in the craft room. Apparently he was trying to run blue pencils through the pasta maker. Here is the damage I was talking of earlier. You can see the belt and that front flap have completely cracked off. The type of polymer clay I'm using has no flex when baked, so it's not really the right type for doing thin pieces. Might have to invest in some that I've seen Ace of Clay use. I believe it's a type of monster clay, and when baked it flexes, so it's great for doing things like clothing. We are getting close to finishing the clay work now, working on the final details, the little pouch of salt and Angel the bird. Super glad I didn't keep my first attempt, as he looked completely ridiculous. And the second attempt looks far cuter. As for the first bird, I have a special spell for that.
Ridiculous!
Okay, I'm going to take a little break from painting the figurine. I'm going to start working on the base. I've got a couple of different options. Let's see how much room we have. Yeah, it fits on the circle. The hexagon. Yeah, that looks kind of cool. Yeah, I really don't think it's going to fit on there. I reckon that might be the go. So I'm going to cover this in polymer clay. Rolled out some clay. Before popping it on, I'm going to get a sharp pointy thing and score it. Okay, that's nice and rough. I'm going to use my roller just to make sure there's no air bubbles in there. Alright, time to trim off the excess. Alrighty. Now I am going to make some imprints on here for the feet. I'm just going to use this. So I kind of want to make it look like a little kitty has come in one direction, come up to her, and then walked off, and then one maybe in from behind, rubbed it against her back leg, and off to the side. Ooh, that actually looks really cute. Love it, love it. So as you can see, I've sketched out a little face on this figurine. I finally got brave enough to do it. I have been procrastinating over this so much. I'm the sort of person that if I know it's going to be tricky and it's the thing that's really going to stand out and any little mistakes are just going to totally ruin the whole thing, I'll put it off and put it off and put it off. And I've had enough of putting it off. I need to get this done. Now, I'm not an artist. Faces are so hard. So I've been mucking around on a piece of paper just testing out different eyes because the eyes are so important to get right. I had to try and keep it nice and simple because I felt like if I got too many details in there, I was just going to totally stuff it up. But then I thought about the little icon that Jackie uses. I'll pop that up on the screen for you to see. I thought maybe I could base it on that and then it would look really like NerdeCrafter type thing. So this is the end result of my little NerdeCrafter character. Didn't turn out too badly. I'd be lying if I said I was entirely happy. There are things that I really do like, and there are things I'm just not okay with. I look at it and I do feel proud but I also feel a little bit disappointed. I had intended to send this to Jackie once it's done, but now I don't know if I want to because I feel it's not good enough. I don't know. I'll see how I feel about it. I'll give it a few more days. As much as I'm not entirely happy with this, I'm not put off, I want to do it again. And I really loved the process of coming up with this character based off a YouTuber, and I want to do that again. So I've got heaps of YouTubers that I really like and enjoy watching, and there are some that are, you know, like NerdeCrafter, they're really big characters with really standout things that I could develop into another character. So I reckon I might do it. But anyway, that's it from me. I'll catch you around.